General Motors has announced that it is going to phase out both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The reason? The automaker says it wants to offer up its own infotainment system instead and move away from phone projection systems. The real reason? Money. It's always money. Right now, it's almost difficult to find a vehicle for sale that doesn't give owners the option of pairing or connecting a phone and getting a host of great features right on their center screen. It can be wired or wireless, and it's a wonderfully easy way to have an intuitive and easy-to-use system. In fact, it's most beneficial on inexpensive vehicles that otherwise might not offer stuff like a navigation system or a streaming music service on their lower trims. Both CarPlay and Android Auto also allow the drivers to stay focused on the actual task of driving while also not missing important text or phone calls should they arise. General Motors will phase out these systems in favor of its own. This is being developed with assistance from Google's parent company, Alphabet, and the first vehicle to not arrive packaged with CarPlay or Android Auto will be the 2024 Chevrolet Blazer. Then from there, the next run of electric vehicles will also follow suit. Soon that will extend to most or all of the lineup, since GM says it plans to have an almost exclusively electric lineup by 2035. So why is GM doing this? According to the automaker, it's because they don't want to design features in a way that is dependent on having a cell phone. And that is... Did you know that 97% of Americans have a cell phone and that 85% use a smartphone? And if you can afford an electric vehicle, it's fairly safe to assume that you can also afford to have one of these modern, compact supercomputers in your front pocket. No, the real reason is money. GM wants to make a lot more of it, and they're going to do so by leveraging you ever more deeply as a financial asset that goes further than simply your lease payment. Right off the bat, GM will be capturing your data. This data can range from the sorts of apps and information you engage with, your driving habits, and how and when you're charging your car. That data can, of course, find a way to be monetized, but data capture is something we're used to these days anyway. The actual far more annoying thing about this is that GM will figure out ways to deliver services as subscription-based items. You thought it was annoying when you heard BMW was thinking about optional upgrades via subscription? It's even more annoying here with GM. I'm sure you can imagine it. You're driving along in your 2030 Chevy Equinox EV, and you want to enter a destination in the nav, but you only have Nav Basic. If you want Nav with traffic rerouting, you need Nav Plus, and for just $4.99 more per month, you can have it. Oh, and your car currently only maxes out at a charging speed of 150 kilowatts, but for only $74.99 annually, you unlock 200 kilowatt max charging speeds. If GM could deliver you a vehicle and tout it as having an amazing 15-speaker sound system, but then find a way to turn off half of them and charge you monthly access for the other half, it probably would. I don't want to sound like an aging Gen X/millennial here. I was born in 1980, so I straddle the line. But this next era of automaker pricing is only looking to get more absurd at the moment. The automakers have seen how cell phone companies have evolved, and they want to do the same. Lease the equipment, upcharge for everything, and squeeze every dime they can. And hey, I get it. It's their job to make money. But their job is also to make a product that works well day in and day out and keeps the customer a fan of the brand. Maybe I'm overthinking this move, and I do hope GM proves me wrong. But I'm not optimistic that they will. What do you think? Let's hear it in the comments.